Hola a todos, soy Mike. Bienvenidos a la guía definitiva para aprender a conjugar el verbo encantar en español. Hi everybody, this is Mike. Welcome to the ultimate guide to learning how to conjugate the verb encantar in Spanish. So we're going with to love when we love something, not when we love somebody. Because if I say I love you, I use te amo, te amo. But when I say I love pizza, in Spanish we say me encanta. Well, yeah, I can say amo la pizza, but most likely it is translated as me encanta. In fact, if I say me encanta, that has to be translated into English as I love, right? Okay. So we have first something that is very important, which is the indirect object pronoun. This is something that we have to use with this kind of verbs. And this is something that you are going to see in this series of videos, because we're studying these kind of verbs in which we use in Spanish. We use the indirect object pronoun. So we have the indirect object pronouns for all of the pronouns. For I, which is yo. For you in the singular informal close relationship form, which is tú. For he, she, it, and you, the singular form would be usted. For we and you as ustedes or they. These are the indirect object pronouns that we are going to use according to each of the pronouns. This is very important. I'm going to leave this in a little table later when we make the examples. And we are in Spanish. Sometimes we use this with the corresponding with this corresponding form in order to make emphasis. So we have the indirect object pronoun for I, me. For you in the singular informal close relationship form, which is tú, would be te. For he, she, it, or you in the singular formal way, which is usted, would be le. For we, which is nosotros, would be nos. And for ustedes, you, the plural, or they, les. These are the indirect object pronouns that we're going to place before the conjugated verb. And sometimes we add this a mí, a ti, a usted, a él, a ella before the indirect object pronoun. You will find that. And this is in order to just pretty much to for emphasis on the sentence. We can use one or the other. It doesn't matter. You can use any of those forms, and we are going to see that in the following examples. So this is very important, and eventually you're going to get a hold on this, and in time you're going to fully understand how to deal with this kind of indirect object pronouns and the conjugation. The other thing is that when it comes to singular objects, let's say I love pizza, one thing. Then the conjugation is one form, me encanta. I love pizza, me encanta la pizza. But sometimes, and we have the conjugation for all of the tenses. You see simple present, simple past, simple future, present perfect. In the simple past, we have two ways, because that's the way it works in Spanish. We have two different ways of conjugating the past. The present perfect, the going to form, the present continuous, the past continuous, the present perfect continuous, the conditional form, and the moods, the subjunctive moods, both past and present. And this is fairly it as it comes when it comes to the conjugation of the verbs. So this would be for the singular form. And let me change this here to the plural. So if instead of the singular form, let's say I'm not saying I love pizza, but I love dogs, which is plural. Dogs is plural. So I say me encantan los perros. Me encantan, with all of the conjugation. So we're gonna have this. I'm gonna show you this as I give you some examples in the case of this. So we have these two little tables. The one in the upper right corner, upper left, it's a singular. That would be the conjugation form for the singular. The verb encantar, to love, when I love something, in the singular form. And here, the upper right, you have the indirect object pronouns with the form a mí, a ti. Just to keep in mind that we can use the full or the short, right? And for this example, let's use this sentence. I love sushi. I love sushi. So who's the pronoun? I. In this case, I use a mí me, or just me. Because remember, I can use the full form or just ignore the first two and then leave just the indirect object pronoun that we just saw a few minutes ago. A mí me, because it's I. Then love. It is simple present. So the table there, it shows singular because it's sushi, one thing, singular, simple present tense. Encanta. So me encanta. Same thing, next sentence, same thing exactly. And then sushi, el sushi. And we have the first sentence. What if instead of being I, it is you? So we go to the next in the upper right corner, which is a ti te encanta. A ti te encanta, or just te encanta. This is when you means tú. But if you means usted, I would say le encanta. ¿A quién? A usted. A usted le encanta. How about he? Le encanta el sushi. Same thing. But we would say a él le encanta. Exactly the same. As you can see, follow the table. If we say she, would be a ella. It's exactly the same. A ella le encanta el sushi. Le encanta el sushi. Let's say I have a dog, or there's an animal. It's not my pet. Let's say there's an animal who loves sushi. Then I say le encanta el sushi. For it, we don't use this. Just say le encanta el sushi. How about for we? Then we say nos, according to the table, a nosotros, nos encanta el sushi. The verb is the same. We just change the indirect object pronoun. How about you in the plural form, ustedes? And we say les. And we say a ustedes les encanta el sushi. And if we have they, would be also les, but would be ellos or ellas. A ellos les encanta el sushi. And we have conjugated all of for the simple present tense, all of the different pronouns based on indirect object pronoun, of course. How about if we move to different tense? Let's say we go to the past and they say they loved sushi. Then they is the same les, or a ellos les is not going to change, but the verb is going to change because it's in the past form. Les encantó. Les encantó el sushi. Or if I say when I lived in Japan, when they lived in Japan, they loved sushi. They used to love sushi. Then we say les encantaba. Different forms for the simple past. That's it. Let's say the future. You will love sushi. And let's say it's tú. If it's tú, then I say it's te y it's a ti te. And the conjugation is te encantará. Check the table. Same here. A ti te encantará el sushi. And if we want different pronouns, just change the indirect object pronoun and that's it. Fairly easy, right? So we have simple future, simple past, simple present. How about the present perfect? So let's say I have loved sushi. Let's say the sentence. Then I will say me, because it's me, right? A mí me. A mí me. And the conjugation of the verb. Me ha encantado. Me ha encantado. And we have simple present tense. Interesting, right? Present perfect tense, sorry. I can change to all of the different tenses. Let's use a conditional form. Let's say he would love sushi. Le or a él le, right? A él le. And would love, conditional form. Encantaría. And we have the conjugation. Le encantaría el sushi. A él le encantaría el sushi. I'm following the table. Let's use the present subjunctive mode. And I say, I hope you love sushi. This is in Spanish. I hope, espero. You love with the subjunctive mood. Espero que te, because this is you, right? Encante. Espero que te encante el sushi. And same thing here. Espero que a ti te encante el sushi. This is subjunctive, present subjunctive mood. Espero que te encante el sushi. Right? Or we can say, if he loved sushi, conditional form, if he loved sushi, right? This is a past subjunctive mood. In Spanish would be si. If would be si, conditional si for both sentences. Si, le for he, right? Or a él le. And encantara. Si le encantara el sushi, or si a él le encantara el sushi, and then blah, blah, blah. So as you can see, we have all of the possible conjugations of the verb encantar, to love something, in Spanish. What's the deal here? The deal here is that the conjugation is the same for all of the subjects. That's it. It's one conjugation for all of the subjects. The thing that changes is the indirect object pronoun. And remember, this is something very important, that if we are using the indirect object pronoun, we can either use the form by itself, the indirect object pronoun, or add this form, a mí, a ti, a usted, just before the indirect object pronoun in order to give emphasis to the sentence. So this is just a matter of practice. You need to practice a lot, and at the beginning, do not worry if you make mistakes. That's the way we learn. You can try and go tenseless in your sentences, but most likely take these two tables. Remember, there's something. Oh, for plural, let's give it a try for plural, because we were just practicing singular, right? Singular. So let's practice just a couple examples for plural, because we didn't go with plural. Let me try this. Okay, with plural. So instead of one object, I say I love dogs. This would be for plural, because we didn't practice that. So I love dogs. In this case, the object is plural because it's dogs. I love dogs. So I, me, or a mí me, right? A mí me. A mí me. Love, me encantan, because it's plural. It's not me encanta, but encantan, because it's plural. And los perros. That's it. Fairly easy. And it's exactly the same, just like we did for different pronouns or different objects. I mean, different tenses. So I can say, he loved dogs. Le o a él le encantaron. Le encantaron. He loved dogs. Le encantaron los perros. O le encantaban los perros. Le encantaban. Ya no le encantan. So as you can see, we just need to follow. We just need to follow either the conjugation for singular or plural, depending on the tense, and just make sure that we're going to use either the indirect object pronoun or the conjugation of both the indirect object pronoun and this form, these two words. A mí me, a ti te, a usted le, a él le, a ella le, a nosotros nos, a ustedes les, or a ellos les. So now it's the ball is in your court, though you need to practice a lot. Read and try to identify. Listen and try to identify. And speak and try to say. So have fun. Okay, so that was it. I hope this is not going to be confusing. It's pretty much easy. I hope you're going to study and practice a lot. This is a matter of practicing. Practice makes perfect. So make sure you're going to check the whole video to do your own exercises, to build your sentences, to start using this verb as soon as you can. And the more that you use it, the more that you're going to understand its use and how to conjugate the verb in the different forms. So if you have questions, check the video as many times as you need. And if you still have questions, leave a comment. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. If you like this video, remember, you know what to do. Please share with your friends, group, social media. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button in order to get notifications because we're posting videos on a weekly basis. And that's going to help us also to grow as a channel. So I really appreciate you for watching the whole video and looking forward to bringing more videos like this. So see you later. Study much, estudien mucho, aprendan mucho, sigan practicando y nos vemos en un próximo video. Bye.